Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. So, on a day that produced a crossword that I confidently predict you loved, did you do the crossword?
I did.
And did you love it?
I did.
All right. My powers as seer are still intact. What a relief.
No.
Why did you love it?
Well, I want to know why you think I loved it.
Well, I don't want to give away any trade secrets because there were a whole bunch of clues with pictures in them.
Well, I always do enjoy animation.
Right.
And illustrations are good too.
Yeah, these aren't animated. They do show a couple of pictures though indicating animation.
Yes.
Although they didn't go whole hog there.
Right.
That would have been pretty cool if they did, but
would have been amazing.
I'm sure the programmer said no. We're cutting it off right here. So,
but yes, the theme was American Sign Language, which was the answer to 54 and 65 across. The clues for those being, with 65 across, source of this puzzle's pictorial clues. And they were illustrations of people saying various words in American Sign Language.
Yes.
And they were like cartoons, and they showed the hand movements by showing the hand in the first position and then the hand in the last position of whatever word they were illustrating, with arrows showing how the hands moved.
Yes.
So there were 6 theme clues, so 6 illustrations. The first one, there were, 4 across and 2 down. The first one was 18 across, which was "You're welcome." And then they showed in 25 across, "I love you." And then 27 across, "Please." And then 52 across, "Thanks." And then 23 down was "Hello." And 40 down was "Sorry." So the only one I knew was "Hello." I have seen people do that as "hello."
I didn't know any of these. Let's see, what was 25 across? Because it seems to have an L in it. That was I love you.
Yeah.
And it was, what, are they holding up both hands, sort of?
They're holding up the index finger and pinky finger with the 2 middle fingers down and the thumb out. And then it looks like, they kind of make a little loop-de-loop with those.
Boy, that would take me like half an hour just to be able to say I love you. And even then, I'd probably get it wrong and end up insulting someone. That's what I'd worry about with just like any other language, the wrong gesture. What if you sneeze while you're trying to tell someone you love someone and it turns out you curse their parents? It's risky. There should be some sign language that indicates, forget what I just said, I sneezed.
Yes. Oh.
Those illustrations, though, were easy to understand.
Yes, very much so.
I wonder...
An excellent job on the illustrations, whoever did them.
Daniel Savage. Oh. I was thinking perhaps it came from the official American Sign Language dictionary or something, but I guess not.
No. Daniel Savage. Very good, Daniel.
That name sounds familiar.
And the author was Alex Eaton Sainers.
And their name also sounds familiar. Alex Eaton Sainers, I think, has created some pretty tough crosswords in the past, if I recall correctly.
Well.
And this was a Wednesday, so it wasn't supposed to be too difficult.
No, I didn't find it that difficult, but I did have to skip over the themed clues because I did not know what they were saying. But now I do. Now I know how to say "I love you" and "sorry." Sorry is just kind of moving your hand in a circular motion it looks like on your chest.
Well, I thought that was "please." Please seems 27 across.
Oh yeah, that was "please."
But that seems to be sort of making an arc.
"Sorry" is the same thing, but you have a fist. Looks like you clench your hand and then do the circular motion.
Yes, I wonder if that's supposed to represent your heart.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
If we have any listeners who speak sign language, help us out with this.
I don't know that if there's a lot of symbolism, like in American Sign Language, other than just the movement of, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess I love you. Your hands kind of look like hearts, sort of, when you do that. I don't know.
When you've got the index finger and pinky extended, and I guess the thumb as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sort of reminds me of horns of an animal of some sort.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
It is interesting, though. I want to look at this language a little bit more, and I think it was really neat that they, you did not need to be able to identify the motions there, because the crosses really made it pretty clear what was happening.
Right.
These weren't complex things. You're welcome, please, I love you. Sort of the real basics, but it was still really ingenious.
But that's a good one. Now I know some American Sign Language I didn't know before. So I'll at least have a few words of vocabulary in that language.
I may have to try it out. I'd have to find someone who speaks American Sign Language, I guess.
Right.
Let's see. The rest of the crossword was good. I had distinct problems in the top right corner. Because once again, nail polish brand with, as soon as I see nail polish brand, I'm like, I'm doomed, with colors like Berry Fairy Fun and Aurora Berry-alis. And the answer was Opie.
Yes.
Which obviously you knew.
I knew that, yes.
And I was
have
thinking,
some on my toes right now.
For some reason, I was thinking of Oxy, which I believe is a brand in the kitchen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's Oxy.
Well, OXO. OXO.
Oh, it's OXO?
Right. Oxy is a brand of detergent.
Ah.
So there you go.
Fine. Okay, so I have to remember OP. It is my opinion that I won't remember OP, and then the one beneath it, doing these when I'm slightly on the fatigued side in the evening is not ideal. And so 20 across, so I didn't know 17 across OP. I didn't know 20 across, which was start to starter, which was a fun clue. And the answer was non, as in non-starter. Right. I knew it had to be a word that came before starter. And I'm like, all I could think of was bin. I don't know why bin starter.
Bin starter?
Right. And then 11 down, throat soothing type of tea. I had it ending in lemon. I had the Y. I think I might have had the H, although I was a little bit unsure about 11 across, as if, H-A-H. And so I was feeling a little wobbly there. But I had probably the H, the E, and the Y. I just couldn't come up with the word honey. So eventually I got non. And then it's just like, that's all I needed, one letter to fill that, because I had a 2-letter gap between the H and the E. And it's just like, of course it's honey. And then 12 down, Olympic gold medalist Ohno, spelled O-H-N-O. Their name is Apollo, A-P-O-L-O.
Ohno, yes.
Oh, you knew Apollo Ohno?
Yes, he was a very, very good skater.
Okay, so obviously you did this in about 1/10 the time that I did, because I spent all of my time with Opie and Non in Apollo.
Yeah, that 11 across, that was a fun clue. As if. And the answer was H-A-H.
Did you put that?
I put that in and I thought, it's probably not that, but it was that. So I took it out, but then I put it back in.
See, I originally put down Y-A-H. Actually, I think I thought about heh, H-E-H.
Oh.
And then I decided, no, ha with an A would probably sound better. But I started off with because Y-E-A-H would have been perfect, right? Yeah, as if. But ha. I don't know if ha really sounds as good as yeah, but anyways, it's too late now. Let's see. I also had trouble in the top left corner. Blank Gawande, author of the 2014 bestseller Being Mortal, ATUL. ATUL Gawande.
Right.
Have you read Being Mortal?
No, I have not.
I have not. Nor have I read any of the works of Four Down, Poet Pablo Neruda.
We've had that.
Have we?
Yeah, I knew that because we've had that before.
Yeah, but for me, that's not enough. I need to see it like 20 to 30 times. I mean,
I think we've had it quite a few times.
Really?
Maybe not the word Neruda, but maybe the word Pablo or...
We've had it 22. Well, Pablo could be anyone, right? Pablo Picasso, Pablo, the person who plays the person in The Mandalorian.
Oh, right.
But in
Pablo Pascal.
But if we look for Neruda, that's shown up 14 times.
No, 22 times.
What? 22 times. Thank you very much. The 14 times in the modern era. But it's shown up today in 2022 and 2020. I don't even know if I was doing crosswords in 2020.
I believe you were.
Was I?
Well, I do think we were doing a podcast then.
In 2020?
Weren't we?
I don't know. We've been doing it for 4 years. We should have some sort of celebration.
We probably need to think about when was the first time we did this.
Well, thanks to Buzzsprout, every single version, every single episode that we have made is out there. Mm-hmm. So we could, in theory, we could just take a look. And I know our listeners are eager. Actually, most of our listeners are probably listening to most of our podcasts. But let's see, episodes. Getting more episodes.
This might take a while.
The system.
Maybe we should get back to the puzzle.
Okay, here we go. I think it just grabbed all of them. Let's hear it from Modern Technology. We did one. Whoa! It was listened to by 238 people. That's
the first one.
Unbelievable. And then everyone stopped listening because we had 84 for the second. It was June 21st, 2020.
Yeah.
All right. So based on that, it has appeared 3 times since we started doing the podcast. Mm-hmm. And that's definitely not enough.
But like I said, sometimes it's Poet Neruda, and you have to put in pub.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Or there's like a name of a book, and it's like poet who wrote whatever, or poet who wrote this poem, and it's Neruda. It's Pablo.
Have you read any poems by Pablo Neruda?
No, I have not.
I tried to. I'm not a very sophisticated poet aficionado, and
you aren't.
I am. Roses are red, violets are blue.
You're more Robbie Burns type.
He's a little bit too modern for me. I mean, I think he won. Let's see. Did he win a Nobel Prize for Literature? I think he did. So, in any event, so I had trouble in that area. One down. Displays as the time says.
Yes.
Which I guess makes sense. The clock says something.
Right, but that didn't really come to me right away.
Right.
So.
2 down did. It may thicken or be full of holes. A plot.
Right.
That was pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I liked 35 across. Major undertaking. College.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That is a major undertaking in more ways than one.
44 across, what down means in diner lingo.
Oh, yeah, that was very interesting.
On toast.
On toast.
Does it really take that much longer to say on toast than down? It seems to me you don't need special secret coded messages if the code isn't much shorter than the original. But
it's not really that secret or anything.
Well, it's in the New York Times crossword, so everyone now knows.
On toast.
Have you ever heard anyone say, yeah, we'd like one down? Or we'd like what? I don't know. An omelet down.
No, I've never heard that.
Yeah, I just...
I can't even think of a lot of dishes I would want on toast.
I just wonder about Alex Eaton Solner's source here. Uh-huh. So... we're going to have to wander over to an IHOP.
Maybe.
And when they come and ask, what do we want? I'll say, I'll have a vegetarian egg down. And they're going to give me a really long look.
Probably.
Possibly ask us to leave. I don't know. Let's see. 3 letters that all listeners should memorize, along with Neruda, 48 across, multi-volume ref, OED, Oxford English Dictionary.
That's right.
Because that shows up a whole lot in the New York Times.
That is true.
In fact, it has shown up a total of 174 times.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's see. The first time it showed up was in 1948.
It's 1542.
the same time as the
The year after it was published.
That's right.
No, I don't know when it was published, but I know it was many, many years ago.
Oh, it's ancient.
Yes.
And I mean, the original was done on stone tablets, possibly papyrus.
I think so, but it was done a long time ago.
It was first clued in 1948 as famous dictionary. Ooh, then in 1951, addendum to Euclid's theorems. Now that was a Saturday. That would have to be addendum to Euclid's theorems.
Maybe that was something different.
Well,
Maybe that was an OED that stood for something in Latin.
Well, there's QED, so perhaps
OED was something.
Maybe it stands for erat demonstratum. But this is 1951 when the people doing the New York Times crossword were super geniuses.
Oh.
Although I don't think the crosswords were nearly as much fun. It'd be interesting to take someone, to transport this crossword back to 1951 and have someone look at it. Sounds like the beginning of a really bad adaptation of Back to the Future.
They wouldn't have known APOLO Ohno.
Nah. They wouldn't have known 58 across, Finding Blank, Pixar sequel, Dory.
Finding Dory.
They would have had to have clued that as a boat or something. 51 down. I don't know about 51 down. Take apart as 8 down. 8 down was shoelaces. And the answer to 51 down was unknot. It just doesn't resonate with me. Unknot. I certainly understand untie.
Right. Yes,
but unknot?
I've never heard anyone say unknot your shoelaces.
I mean, that assumes you're going to say knot your shoelace. I guess technically you can use knot as a verb, but boy, when you try and say that out loud, knot your shoelaces, the obvious, of course those are my shoelaces. This sounds like an Abbott and Costello routine about to start. What do you mean, not my shoelaces? Those are my shoelaces. No, not your shoelaces. Why are they not my shoelaces? I could go on for a day.
Yes, it could.
And we could as well, but we're not going to.
For which I'm sure our listeners are very glad.
Yes, but we do have one bit of listener mail, so let's get to that before we wrap it up.
Okay.
This is, subject is Triplet Tuesday. This is from Izzy. And Izzy writes, good morning, Gene and Mike. I hope you're both doing well. I am. I hope you are.
Yep.
Good. All right. It seems to be unanimous. First, it was great to hear your correspondence with the puzzle creator from Monday's Puzzle. I've always been curious about that process and the wait times for publication, etc. Very cool. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Triplet Tuesday. As is normal, Jean beat me with little resistance. Well, she is a tough competitor. Olympic champion here. I'm usually ill-prepared as I'm driving or busy working while I listen. Not today. I had the pause finger on the ready, and it still didn't matter. Yeah, Jean is always poised for success. She's like at the edge of her chair, about ready to pounce, with caffeinated drinks all around. Anyway, number 1. I actually never heard what the final answer was. Thimble rig thing. I lost regardless. My guesses were sew, kit, as in sewing kit, and then for the second guess, low-tech projectile, I had wad. Oh, and the correct answer the correct answer was P.
P.
Let's see. Number 2. I tied with Jean on the second round of clues. Shelley Ope. Nice job. Number 3, gamma follower. I guess tau, but
I was thinking of tau.
Well, but it's alpha, beta, gamma, delta. It would have been delta, epsilon, zeta. I mean, tau is way down there in the dictionary, in the alphabet rather.
But I mean, it had to be 3 letters, so it could be deltas.
Well, I know, but I was just going through the alphabet. Let's see. I guessed tau, but the cluing was too clever for me. I was stuck on the Greek alphabet and hadn't achieved that mind shift that crosswording typically requires by the time Jean got to it. Yes, you have to be able to think in multiple dimensions at the same time. I will be following in your vacation footprint for the next 2 weeks, as I'll be taking the kids to Europe. How cool. We recommend the UK.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was a lot of fun.
Definitely go to the UK. Take lots of pictures. I will hope to catch up when I can, but unlike my stateside norm, I won't be able to catch all the episodes, unfortunately. Well, we didn't podcast when we were there, so it seems totally fair that you don't listen while you're there. That said, I'm sure I'll be competing poorly with Gene and or Mike in the Triplet Tuesday Battle Royale come early August.
Very good.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thanks for the shows. Hope you both have a great day. Smiley face. Izzy.
Now I discovered "ope" around here means sorry.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Okay.
They say, "Oh, didn't mean to do that."
Again, it sounds like oops.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of a combination of oops and sorry. Oh,
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I think Izzy's going for the British pronunciation of hope, as in ope. All right. Well, thank you for that, Izzy. That was really grand. And for anyone else who wants to get a hold of us, please do. You can do what Izzy just did. Drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, or you can send us fan mail by clicking on the fan mail link in the show notes.
Thanks, Izzy.
Yep. Yes, indeed. That is it for today. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Yep.
We'll be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.